All right, we're stepping onto the court today, but not just any court. We're talking about the world of professional tennis stringing.
Where precision is everything.
Yeah, the stakes are high.
Absolutely.
Ever wonder what it takes to string rackets for the pros?
It's more than just threading a needle, let me tell you.
We're diving deep into the prestigious MTTS certification.
Your backstage pass to the elite world of Master Tennis Tour stringers.
It's like the difference between tuning a piano and building one from scratch, wouldn't you say?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
The MTTS certification is the gold standard, recognized globally as the mark of a true expert.
This is your ticket to working at
Grand Slams,
ATP, WTA tournaments.
you name it.
You name it.
But it's not just about showing up with a stringing machine and a smile. It requires a deep understanding of
Racquet technology.
racket technology, string materials, and the unique demands of professional players. These are athletes who can sense a difference in tension as small as a couple of pounds.
It's like those chefs who can tell if a dish is off by a single grain of salt.
Right.
We're talking about a whole other level of expertise, and that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating. You've been digging into the MTTS program, so we're here to break down what it takes to prep those rackets for the biggest matches in the world.
Absolutely.
Our sources really highlight the program's intense focus on skills that go way beyond the basics.
Right.
Of course, you need to know how to string a racket.
Of course.
But the MTTS program hones in on things like precise tension control,
Yes.
those pre-stretching techniques, and the ability to work quickly and flawlessly under pressure.
Under pressure, yeah.
Yeah, you know, the kind of pressure you feel when a top-ranked player is impatiently waiting for their weapon of choice.
Exactly. And when you think about it, those skills are crucial at that level, right?
Right.
We're talking about fractions of an inch, tiny variations in string tension that can make or break a player's performance.
And it's not just about comfort.
No.
It's about how the racket responds to the ball,
Exactly.
the kind of spin they can generate.
Everything.
Everything, yeah. You're right, a player could lose a crucial match because their strings were just a tad too loose or tight.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just about comfort.
No. It's
Yeah.
about how the racket responds to the ball, the kind of spin they can generate, you know.
And it's not just about knowing when to make those adjustments, it's about understanding the why.
That's where the theoretical part of the MTTS program comes in.
Right.
We've talked about the hands-on skills, but you also need a deep understanding of the science and theory behind it all. Think of it like this. A chef needs to know more than just how to chop vegetables.
Right?
They need to understand how flavors work together, how different cooking methods affect the final dish.
Exactly. And that's what that MTTS theoretical exam tests. It covers everything from racket technology and string materials to those specific tournament protocols. They even get into the psychology of working with top players,
Yeah.
managing their preferences and their quirks.
It's a whole other game.
Yeah,
It's true.
it sounds intense.
It is.
But it makes sense. You need to understand why you choose a specific string pattern for a clay court versus a grass court,
Right.
how different strings interact with varying ball types.
Oh, yeah.
The whole 9 yards.
It all matters.
It all matters.
Yeah.
It's about becoming a true expert, not just a technician.
Exactly. It's a good way to put it. And here's where it gets really interesting for me. This knowledge isn't just for aspiring pros. Understanding this stuff can help you make better decisions about your own equipment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about it. What type of string is best suited for your swing style?
Right.
How does string tension actually affect your game?
Huge.
This knowledge can make a real difference even if you're not playing under the Wimbledon spotlight.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of pressure, let's talk about the MTTS practical assessment.
Oh boy.
It sounds like something straight out of a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
6 rackets, 25 minutes per racket, and assessors judging every movement, every knot.
Every single.
It's the ultimate test of skill and composure.
It is.
Imagine the pressure of stringing a racket for a top player just minutes before a Grand Slam final.
Oh my gosh. Talk about nerves of steel.
Talk about nerves of steel.
Yeah.
What are those assessors looking for during that practical exam? What does smooth stringing technique even mean in this context? It's about efficiency and precision, like a perfectly choreographed dance with a stringing machine.
I like that.
They're watching how you handle the tools, how you weave those strings, how you apply tension. Every movement should be deliberate, controlled and consistent.
Right.
It's almost like an art form, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And you know what's fascinating? They're also evaluating the finished racket with incredible detail.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Is the tension consistent across the entire string bed? Are the knots tied correctly and securely? Those are details that most people wouldn't even notice, but to a pro, they can make a world of difference.
It reminds me of that saying, the details are not the details, they make the design.
Yes, exactly.
Now, one detail that always fascinated me is pre-stretching.
Okay.
I'll admit, it sounded a bit like a magic trick.
Right.
Why does stretching the string before stringing even matter?
It's a great question.
Can you shed some light on this, especially for those of us who aren't playing on center court?
Yeah, you're right. It sounds counterintuitive, but it's all about minimizing tension loss. You see, as you play, the strings naturally lose some of their tightness over time. Pre-stretching helps to minimize this effect, ensuring that the racket feels consistent match after match. And for a pro who relies on every ounce of feel and control, consistent tension is critical.
So a good MTTS stringer isn't just a technician.
No.
They're a bit of a mind reader, anticipating the needs of a player before they even step on the court.
Exactly. They need to be able to look at a racket, understand the player's style, the court conditions, and make those subtle adjustments that can make or break a match.
Talk about a dream job for a tennis enthusiast, but let's be real. Earning the MTTS certification is about more than just bragging rights. It's a game changer for your career.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
This certification opens doors to the most prestigious tournaments in the world. It's a chance to work with the best players on the planet, to be a part of those iconic moments in tennis history.
Imagine being courtside at Wimbledon, handing a freshly strung racket to a top player just as the crowd erupts in cheers.
Wow.
You're a part of that energy, that legacy.
You're living the dream.
And let's not forget the satisfaction of knowing you've reached the pinnacle of your craft.
Right.
There's a certain pride that comes with being an MTTS certified stringer, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a testament to years of dedication, hard work, and a genuine passion for the sport.
So for anyone listening who dreams of stringing at that level, what advice would you give them?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Where does one even begin this journey to the top?
Well, the most important thing is experience. Find a good mentor, someone who's already working at a high level, and be a sponge. Absorb everything they can teach you. Practice consistently, pay attention to the details, and never stop learning. The tennis world is constantly evolving with new technologies and techniques emerging all the time.
Speaking of technology, it makes me wonder, what role will technology play in the future of professional stringing?
Oh, good question.
Will we ever see robots stringing rackets at Wimbledon?
It's an intriguing question. While there are already machines that can string rackets automatically, I believe that human element will always be crucial, especially at the professional level. That ability to understand a player's needs, to make those subtle adjustments based on feel and experience, that's something robots just can't replicate. At least not yet.
It seems that human touch, that intuition, is at the heart of what it means to be a master tennis tour stringer. It's about precision, yes, but also about passion, dedication, and a deep understanding of the game.
I think that's a perfect way to put it.
And on that note, we wrap up our deep dive into the world of professional tennis stringing. It's a world of meticulous detail, high pressure, and yes, a little bit of magic. Until next time.
We're the best stringer worldwide, passion and knowledge side by